All right, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to do something a bit different here, just do a post-build review I did for this Dragon Black Label MBT 70. I've always loved the MBT 70. I remember as a kid watching the specials on 60 Minutes talking about its procurement, its problems, and how we ended up transitioning from this to a number of projects to finally getting to the M1 Abrams. There's a great book out there by Orr Kelly, King of the Killing Zone. If you can find that book, it really provides a good explanation into the Army's thinking in the 60s and 70s about what they wanted for a tank. All right, for the kit itself is a reasonable build. It's pretty simple. I thought the instructions did the job. Dragon usually takes a beating on instructions, but I thought for this wasn't too bad. One of the things you need to watch out for is how you set the suspension arms for the road wheels. For some reason, there are different part numbers for different locations, so you really have to be careful to get the road wheels right. And other than that, I didn't really have any problems with the suspension once I figured out what was going on with that. The uh, the kit itself, the only modification I made to the kit was I put some styrene underneath these large vents in the back just so I wouldn't have any see-through effect with that. And I painted them black and I stuck them in there, and I think it's done the job. The hull itself is pretty simple. There's not a lot of pieces on the hull. I think probably the most complicated bit I found were the headlights. There's a number of pieces in the headlights. The headlights start here as far as their connections, and they work their way down here. And this is a multi-piece assembly. And according to the instructions and what you get in the kit, it looks like that's how they did it. Just just something to watch out for. To me, it seemed overly complicated for a lighting system. But once you get it in there, it looks good. Just watch the dry fit. I would dry fit it before you really did anything else. You've got on the turret itself, you've got the German style grenade launchers, which look good when they're done, but it's not as easy as the British style grenade launchers that the M1 ended up with and the M60 had. But they look good when they're set up. The gun itself, this 20 millimeter autocannon, fit together reasonably well. I've got it in the in use position. The other position is down and stowed with the hatches closed on it. So again, not a lot of problems with that, and it looks good. There's a number of optical sensors here that come with glass, and again, I don't like clear glass. I did paint them, but I guess in the instructions, it says clear glass. The turret itself has a number of sensors, and I wish I knew what they were. Either they're tracking for the Shillelagh missile or some type of night sensor, but you've got a sensor here, there, you've got something here. I'm pretty sure this is the searchlight that was pretty standard in the 50s and 60s for tanks, and I'm pretty sure this is the gunner's sight. You've got the driver's cupola that you can have the hatch open. I think this is the commander's, and this is the gunner. You can't get the gunner open. One thing you have to be aware of with the MBT 70 is that there's no driver in the front, traditionally in the hull. He's in this cupola, and however you position the turret, this always faces forward because there's an autoloader in the MBT 70, and the MBT 70 had all three crewmen in the turret to include the driver. So just if you position the turret, just remember that this always has to be forward. I rigged up something where it doesn't pop out, because if you don't, it'll fall out unless you glue it. Another thing I did was I wanted to make this a what if, so I did my best with a Leo camouflage scheme. I've got it in green, NATO black, and NATO brown, and I think it looks pretty good. I used the kit decals except for the number badge, because this was blank and you had to put individual numbers on it, and I just thought life's too short for that. So I'm not doing that, and I just got something out of another Leo kit. So that license plate number isn't accurate for this kit. But overall, I really enjoyed this kit. The DS100 tracks went on. I didn't have to worry about guide horns. They were already on it. They painted up nice. And yeah, if I ever get the chance, I'd like to do an American version of this and do it in a Murdoch scheme. But I thought, yeah, it's a nice kit. I think it's probably one of the best looking tanks never built. There's a great book out there by Orr Kelly, King of the Killing Zone, and what I'll do is I will flash something up on screen which has the book cover on it. All right, well, thanks for joining me for this short post bill review. You guys take care. Thank you.